Welcome back to News 3 Today at 11. Later this month, Congregation Mickve Israel will host a rare and compelling musical that has traveled across the country focused on the prevalence of addiction and the gift of recovery. It's called Freedom Song. Rabbi Robert Haas of Congregation Mickve Israel and Carol Pine, founder of the Interfaith Addiction and Recovery Coalition, Savannah, join us now with more. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
I mean, this is really a very serious and timely topic because there's so many people who are battling these demons who, need help but don't know how or what to do.
Exactly. And addiction is on the rise in this country. And addiction, I'm a person in long-term recovery, so I can speak personally about this. Addiction is a disease that tells you you don't have it.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part. Because when I was deep in my addiction, I was functioning, so-called functioning. And it kept telling me, you're fine, you're just fine. So it took me a long time to reach out for help. And the stigma associated with this addiction matter is serious. Addiction is a disease. It is not a moral failing.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid to say that there are a lot of people in this country who personally think it is a moral failing.
Yeah, well, and that's why you decided to come together, as well as some other organizations, to bring this production to our area. It's called Freedom Songs. It's not your ordinary musical.
No.
Not at all, no. It's basically a Passover Seder, and they talk about the issues. All the actors are in recovery. And then after the play, there'll be questions and answers. We can talk with them, and then we'll go into reception afterwards. We can talk individually with them to kind of discuss all the issues. Sometimes the discussion lasts longer than the play, and sometimes, it's a short discussion, but it's a great way for people who are in recovery, but probably even more importantly for people who have children who are teenagers or anybody in the country who is dealing with it in some way, because almost everybody has the issue in their family, whether it's with them or another family member, almost everybody. So it's incredibly difficult for all of us.
It's a way of opening the door and letting people know you're not alone. And then once that door is open.
Exactly. You're not alone, and there are many resources in the city of Savannah and in Chatham County available, including faith leaders who are more in the know, I'm happy to say, than many communities. That's why our nonprofit got started about 5 years ago.
Well, I was going to say, usually when you think about faith and you think about addiction, the church is the last place you want to go to. But you're turning that around.
Yes, we are. Nearly 1 in 3 people in the pews of any faith community anywhere in the United States is struggling with an addiction issue, either personally or somebody they love. Now, the logical idea would be, well, I think I'll talk my pastor, my imam, my rabbi about this. And yet it doesn't happen because the stigma is so powerful. And if they do, the subject of addiction and recovery really doesn't get covered in seminary. There's a lot to cover for seminarians, and it isn't covered. So faith leaders need to know more about this subject, in addition to being certainly receptive to the concerns and saying, let's pray together. That's a great start, but that's not all there is.
And Rabbi Haas, why were you so interested in being a part of this and bringing this to our area?
Well, I think it's like Carol said, it affects everybody. There are people in my family who go through it, and you just accept it and think about it. Some people keep it under the rug. Some people are a little bit more out about it. But I think the houses of worship deal with people so often. It's a perfect place for clergy to learn about it so they can help people and then direct them to the right place. So Carol brought the idea of starting this organization 5 years ago. 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
And I thought it was a wonderful idea, so some clergy got together and joined her, and it's been a really good match, and it's a really nice way for me to look at people and try and help them in ways I wasn't able to before.
And here's the information on your screen if you'd like to attend. It's Freedom Song. Mark your calendar. The date is March 30th at 4 p.m. at Congregation Mickve Israel. It is free. You advise teens and their parents to come and watch this together. If you have younger ones, though, you will provide some kind of child care for them.
Right, just RSVP for the child care. But these are all, again, actors in recovery. They're all coming from LA.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are professional actors, some of them aren't. And should be an excellent play, as well as really enlightening for so many reasons.
All right, Rabbi
Nice.
Haas, Carol, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
Thank
If
you.
you'd like to find out more, you can go to our website at wsav.com/crisis hotline.